Hey guys, welcome to the Our Anime Podcast. Today we are going to be talking about our impressions of the winter 2017 season. Joining me today are Kavrik.
Hello and greetings from nocturnal and snowy Russia.
And we have our guest, Mozilla Fennekin.
Tutoru.
And I'm Smurf Raccoon. So, we're just going to talk about... What?
Who are you, anyway?
I'm Smurf Raccoon. I just said that.
Oh, okay.
It's a good thing I didn't forget. So I guess, we'll just start talking about our impressions of shows that are airing right now. So we can talk about Masamune-kun no Revenge to start, which is at 4 episodes right now. So if anything crazy happens in episode 5, that's not out yet when we recorded. So I don't know. How do you guys feel about Masamune-kun? Mozilla, do you want to start?
I thought Masamune was just kind of boring. It wasn't like... It's not a bad show or anything. It's just... It seems like a show that would be heavily weighted on its ending because it's about someone who's trying to get back at someone who's bullied him in the past or wronged him in the past. Mm-hmm. So it's like... It feels like the show is trying to build up to Masamune-kun's revenge. Like, what's he going to do to get revenge on this bitch? And so, therefore, you just have to hope that the revenge is worth seeing. Like, it's so good that you feel like it was worth watching the rest of the show. But I'm not sure if it's going to really pull that off, and I'm not exactly sure where this is going because maybe I won't spoil what happens in episodes 2 and 3, but I'm not sure if it's really setting up for this massive revenge.
Right, exactly. One good thing I know we have that we don't really have to worry about is I'm pretty sure, I think the manga's ending next month.
Or is it?
I think it's ending in February or March or something. So this is...
I heard about it as well, yeah.
And it's pretty short, too. It's like 39 chapters in all. I think it's monthly. So we could have the whole thing. I think it's looking like it might be a full adaptation.
I was worried about that because I noticed the manga was still ongoing, so I'm just like, okay, are they not going to end it in one season? That's going to fucking suck.
So we just watch this guy try to build up his revenge, and it just never happens. No, I'm pretty sure. I think it's going to end. I don't have a source for that. I've just seen people saying that. Yeah. But if that's true, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, I think the show either you're going to have a huge revenge at the end, or they're going to fall in love with each other and he's just going to forget about it.
Yeah, I kind of feel it's going to be the latter case.
Same.
Yeah. I don't know. I believe the show is kind of average at best. Characters aren't that impressive, and Aki is just like your typical tsundere most of the time, just with some background and stuff. And more accepted. I don't know. The humor is okay, and just in general, anime is more or less fine. I do not have trouble watching it. It's more or less good enough. Just good enough.
Yeah, I don't have any issues. Like I don't find myself getting bored with it. So it keeps my attention at least. So that's always a good thing.
Yeah, it's a really easy watch, and I do not have troubles. It keeps my attention. It is pretty. Like the backgrounds are really the
visuals are the visuals are pretty nice.
Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah, the characters are kind of alright. I like Sara Hayami as the trapped best friend. That's fun.
It's another trope, and I believe the show already kind of falls into many tropes. There is a Fujoshi girl. There are these tsundere.
There's the shy girl.
Shy girl, yeah.
There's the trap.
You know what's funny? Inari Minase plays another maid girl with short hair and big tits. Haven't heard of that one before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it kind of depends on the ending. And I would like it to be ended, not getting nisekoi treatment like we've had before. Yeah. I guess we'll see. It has my attention, but I'm not hoping for.
Yeah, I think
Something
pretty much all I can really say about like I wouldn't tell anybody they have to go watch it, but like if you've already started it at this point, you might as well stick with it because it's not bad. I don't feel like I want to drop it at all. I've never thought like, oh, I hate this show, I should just stop watching. So
I'll at least keep
good.
watching it because it's really popular. I don't exactly know why, but it's the most popular non-sequel of the season.
Yeah. I don't know. It just I feel like those that kind of show just always is.
Yeah, just people are suckers for romance and harems in general. Actually, I do not know why this show has to be a harem when there is a certain clear MC's interest in the show.
There's an interest, and he's also like, I guess this isn't probably isn't too much of a spoiler because I think it happened really early on. He's actually turned down a girl already. Like,
yeah,
it's not he's not like slowly building a harem. Like his sights are very clearly on one specific girl, and nobody else is really like. He's not like turning into like a dense main character. Like he's aware of other girls' feelings of him, but he's just focused on one. So I don't feel like it's a harem.
That kind of annoys me because it's like you have all these great girls that you could go after, but no, you're just gonna focus on this one that might not even be worth it.
You don't even want to go out with. You're just your sole plan is to dump her.
Yeah,
it's like, come on, man.
Go for that one who is not even the best girl. What a blasphemy!
Well, that's just anime. Just go after the not best girl.
Yeah,
at least she's not worst girl, so I guess we got that going for us. So yeah, I guess that's all we really have to say about Masamune-kun. It's all right.
Let's label it for fans of harems and romance anime, I guess.
Yeah, if you like the high school kind of harem shows that have pretty decent comedy and are, I don't know if worth watching, but like it's not bad. So
yeah, I'm not experienced with the romance genre or anything, but I've been told by other people that it's very by the books, and I guess I can respect that.
Yeah. All right, so I guess we can move on to our next show, which is the opposite end of the romance spectrum, probably. Maybe with Kuzu no Honkai, which has 3 episodes out right now. And that is it's a very, I don't know, mature show?
Yeah. At least for a high school. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. For a high school anime, this is definitely more mature than most because you don't see high school characters hook up that often.
No.
Oh, right. That's right. Yeah.
It happens a lot.
I wouldn't call it that mature. The writing so far has been pretty decent, and the maturity mostly shows from the rather interesting scenes. Let's put it this way. And one of the not so good for me things are that it shows its maturity a bit too much at times.
Yeah.
And it kind of is the point of the show, I believe. And if it continues to do so, it would be its highlight, kinda. Like it would be its feature. But so far, I'm not used to it all that much.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes it gets a little. I don't know if heavy-handed is the right word, but I feel like it gets to be too much sometimes. Like with from the episode 3, there was like one of the teachers like stayed off at like her boyfriend's house or whatever, which is a totally normal thing to do, and the show's like, wow, how could she? And it's just like, I mean, that's like people do that. Like I don't know what the big deal is. Like I don't know why you're freaking out about it.
Well, teachers are not supposed to stay at students' houses at all, because they are at risk of being fired.
Well, no, like with her, like boyfriend. That's not like he wasn't a student or anything. Like he was graduated already.
Yes, I don't know.
I think so. I think it was good. I don't know. They didn't really go into too much detail on like who exactly he was, but
yeah, the fine details aren't there.
Yeah, okay.
But I felt like it was just some dude, just an average dude that she's just like stayed over with, and like the main character is like, wow, how dare she? Like
Well,
What a
anyway,
slut.
yeah. Anyway, it's like hard-boiled romance drama, high school drama, and the most important word is drama here because it's
Yeah,
so
definitely
dramatic.
drama.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so far, I really like the new perspective, refreshing perspective that everyone is a selfish scumbag, and everyone wants to be happy, and in the process hurts another person.
Yeah, I do
Um,
like how I like how the characters are definitely refreshing. Like you don't have you don't have just a bunch of tropes, just or cliche
Yeah, yeah.
characters like archetypes running around. Like the characters feel like characters to me, except
I think
for except for the blonde twin-tailed
Yeah,
girl.
I was about to
Yeah.
bring her up. When she got introduced, I'm just like, oh god,
Yeah.
why?
Why she's even there? Yeah, like she's a twin tails blonde tsundere girl. Why? Well, maybe she will get some development. I hope so. And
Maybe.
some people were implying it. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. But so
Yeah, we'll
far,
definitely see.
I really like how the characters are and their circumstances, how they're all unhappy, and that there are no really tropes, like you said before. No, like there are no good for nothing MCs who are just genuine and nice for no reason, or like just
Right.
I don't know, childhood friend girls or something like that. I'm
Well,
sick of
there
this.
is there is a childhood friend girl.
Yeah, there is one.
It's the blonde.
Let's-
It was the blonde twin-tailed girl, I think.
Let's just subtract her completely of the anime.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, fine.
But I do like I like Hana a lot. She is great.
Hanabi is
The way
great.
she just the way she talks and thinks. I really like. How she's
Yeah, like,
kind of cynical and just kind of like jaded a little bit.
Yeah, her thought processes are simple but also understandable. Like you do not talk a lot and like in literature language when you're at high school. You care about yourself, you care about your love, you want to be with another person, and that's all she thinks about. Like, and it's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Yeah.
There's another thing I wanted to mention about the show, and it's humor. I believe it's kinda misplaced so far, and it doesn't provide the comedic relief it's supposed to provide, I guess. But that's,
I don't even remember humor in the show.
I haven't
guess
noticed it either.
I guess it's either just really forgettable or it's not as obvious to
well,
me.
it was also mostly connected to Noriko's appearance in the episode 8.
Oh, okay.
Episode 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, she has some. I guess. Yeah, for her. But again, we've erased her. We're not talking about her anymore.
Yeah. Yes. So, yeah. Another highlight of the show, it will be a highlight that the manga is also going to be ending in the next few months, and we are going to get another complete adaptation, which is really nice.
Oh, are we?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's for sure.
I did not know about that. All I know is that someone I know that's reading the manga says that they're not like super keen on what's going on right now. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm wondering what's going to happen in this, because just even in episode 3, things are getting pretty crazy.
I actually at the end of episode 3. I remember thinking to myself, like, I kind of just wish it ends, like, next week. Or the week after that. Like, I feel like this setup works really well as, like, a short story. I don't know what they're going to do for a whole core of this.
More
I can see that.
More misunderstandings.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can
boy.
get behind it.
Can't wait for that.
Well, anyway, I want to make some kind of prediction and say that the show wouldn't have the guts to show a complete sorrow or despair, and everyone is going to be more or less happy at the end. Like we're going to have a bittersweet ending of sorts, but not like a complete disaster ending.
Right. Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens.
Maybe like Kiesniver.
Yeah, more or less.
A little bit.
I believe there will be a lot of tears.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think it could be similar to that. Yeah, so I guess that's Kuzu no Honkai.
Yep.
That's one I think I would say that people should check out.
Yeah, it's really interesting and refreshing.
It's pretty unique. It's pretty unique.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth checking out, even if it doesn't end up ending very well. But we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens.
Yep.
So we can move on to our next show. We move on to Little Witch Academia, which is Trigger's saving anime for the.
Oh yeah.
We've all lost count at this point.
Yeah.
Anime just needs saving all the time.
They're triple saving anime. This one.
It's like anime is like Gotham City. It's just always it's always in danger.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you guys think about Little Witch?
I thought the first couple episodes were cool, but I thought I kind of slowly realized that I was liking them mostly because I saw the OVA movies, which are pretty great on their own. But
right,
if those didn't exist, I'm not sure how much I would have liked this. However, with episode 3, I think that's where the show really picks up, and that's kind of where you see what it's all about. It's going to go for a very, very fun sort of approach. Like, Akko is there's a broom race, and Akko is flying around on the not firebolt, and she like circumnavigates the entire globe in like 4 seconds. Like, they obviously don't care about logic or anything. It's just going to be pretty excessive, but also really goofy and just really fun to watch. And that's where I realized this is actually awesome on its own.
Yeah, and that's something that only Trigger could do, right? I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had similar feelings. Like I watched the OVA movies, back whenever, and I liked them a lot. And so when the series got announced, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch this. That's gonna be awesome. And then the first episode, I watched it, and I was just like, and that was just like an OVA movie again. Like, you could have watched just the first episode alone, and it would have felt.
For the record, we should just say you don't have to watch the OVAs.
Right, you don't
watch this.
Yes,
this is a reset. They're starting over.
Yes, the movies take place during the school year. The show takes place at the beginning. It starts at the beginning.
Yeah.
So you don't have to watch them. But yeah, like, I watched the first episode, and I felt like it was I felt like it worked as a standalone. And the same with the second episode. I just felt like it worked. So I was like, I feel like we're just watching OVAs again. And then the third episode hit, like you said, and that's when I felt like this is the first actual episode to me. Like, that's when I felt like, okay, now it's a show. Now it's a show and not just OVAs.
Yeah, but it's still kind of like an OVA. The show keeps its formula. Like, it needs to have a punchline every episode. Like, there's a conflict going on, there's some resolution at the end.
Yeah.
I kind of want something more slower, I guess, or just like more like an arc for a character or for for an event or something like that, where the slow build up and then like complete an awesome event. Because so far it's nice, but not more. I also do not really enjoy Akko herself because she could be annoying at times, childish. She's just a really polarizing character. Because she's and she's so pushy, she's so optimistic, her presence you can feel it like from the screen.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like Akko a lot. I find she's a little bit
abrasive.
I don't know if that was what I was looking for. She's not the smartest person out there.
Yeah, of course.
But I think she's cheerful enough, and she's just fun to watch. To me,
I think she's okay. Maybe on her own, I would probably agree with you, Kaverick. But I just think her interacting with all the characters makes up for it.
Yeah, I just want more of these interactions, I guess, or maybe just some development for other characters so they could more easily how to say it, just have more dynamic interactions. Like, so far, Aku's still in the show completely. And there are some going on with Diana, but not much. And I don't know. Just need some depth, I guess, to everything that we've had so far.
Right. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's pretty shallow right now.
I'm going to give them I think it's fine though, because it's going to be 2 crores, so that they can.
Yeah,
take their time.
I think they have time. They're definitely going to do something. Although, is it 2 cores or is it split core? I have no idea. I've heard both. I've seen both.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. It just Mile just lists 25 episodes for now, so
I remember it got announced, and then there was that pre-screening a while back, and people were like, "Oh yeah, I went to this, and Trigger said it was going to be split core." And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And now on Malice listed as just being a 2 core, and I'm like, "What's happening? Like, what is it? I don't know what it is." Yeah, I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll figure it out soon enough. Although it might. I remember. Similarly, I remember when Gate was airing. That was announced as a 2 core show. We got to the end of the first core, and there was no episode the next week. And everyone was like, "Where's the next episode?" And it's like, and then A1 comes out and goes, "Oh, it's split core actually now. We just made it split core at the end of the first core." I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess we're waiting 3 months."
Nice excuse when they cannot meet deadlines. Yeah. Well, anyway, I believe Little Witch Academia needs to do something, and soon enough. And I'm not sure if it's going to keep the same high level for 25 episodes, and do not be stagnant.
Right.
So we'll see. I guess.
Yeah.
Can we all agree that Susie is the best character?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I like Susie. Although
awesome.
I think by the end of things, I like Akko a lot too. I think they're kind of both up there for me. I'm just not a fan of the glasses girl.
Latte. Yeah, she hasn't done anything yet.
She hasn't done much. She's just like the bookworm.
Yeah, she's just a nice girl, and I guess we'll see.
People are saying that the 4th episode's going to be about Latte, though, so who knows?
Oh.
Well, if she does something, and hopefully she can be pretty. Hopefully she's cool in that episode.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So, that's all I can hope for. So yeah, Little Witch it's pretty much just pure fun right now. If
I
you
just realized this is my favorite non-sequel of the season. If you don't want to count it as a sequel.
Mm.
Yeah, it's my favorite out of the shows we're talking about.
Yeah, it's in a really weird territory right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it a lot. The 3rd episode is the one that won me over pretty much. Like the first 2 were, this is all right, and I'm kind of enjoying it, but the 3rd one was definitely the good one. And it had a cool Inferno Cop reference in it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the Inferno Cop.
It had a Pawn Stars reference in it, which nobody what? Why are you referencing Pawn Stars? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I don't know. Just watch it. It's Trigger. It's just well animated chaos at points.
Yep.
So yeah, it's pretty fun. So we can move on to our next show, which I believe I know nothing about. Actually, we're talking about Youjo Senki, which is 4 episodes out. I don't know, Kavrik. Are you watching this?
I'm not watching it.
You're not even watching it.
Yeah, but from what I've heard, it's a nice show, and people who watch it kinda enjoy it. But it's a really specific show with some rather special characters.
Right. Okay, Mozilla. So we'll go to you, since I'm pretty sure you're actually watching it.
Yeah. It's about a businessman who laid off some dude, and later on, as he was going to work, that dude he laid off pushed him in front of a train. But then, just before he got run over, time stopped and he talked to God or something. And they had some weird argument. And long story short, that guy is now reincarnated in another world as a little girl. And so
what?
And And there's magic in this world, and she's apparently a really good... She's a really good magician, and so she just decides that, I don't know, the best way to have, like, an easy life, to, like, prove being X, the god, wrong, to prove that she can survive, she's just gonna have, like, a comfortable life by just, like, doing something great in the military, and then just kind of riding on that success for the rest of her life. And it does not work at all. Like, she does something great, and then they keep the army keeps expecting her to do great things. Mind you, she's like 10 years old.
So it's like, I don't know if any of you have seen Heavy Object.
I haven't.
No.
Heavy Object's kind of the same way. There's like the two main characters, like just like two engineers or whatever, and they end up blowing up like an enemy mech, and they're like, "Man, that was close. I hope we never have to do that again." And the military is like, "You guys are great. Now you're like our specialty mech destroying unit. Go destroy this one now." And they're just like, "Are you kidding me? Like, we just want to go home where it's safe." And they're like, "No, you guys are great. Keep doing what you're doing."
Yeah.
It does sound like what's going on here, because every time Tanya like kind of thinks about what she's doing, she's always like, "Oh yeah, this is great. Like, my life is set. I can just, like, even if I'm still in the military, I can be like on the rear lines." And then suddenly the general is like, "Okay, we want you to lead a battalion of mages in this army." She's like, "What the fuck?" So it's kind of interesting. I'm not that crazy about it. It kind of gives me the same impression of Alderman on the Sky from last year, if you guys watched that.
Okay, I watched a couple episodes of that.
Okay, yeah, that show was kind of boring and not very interesting, but it had a really fun main character to watch. Youjo Senki blends that a little bit better. Like, the main character isn't that great, but the story is a little more interesting. But other than that, it's just okay for now.
All right. But this premise you were saying is awesome. Like, you almost made me just drop this podcast and go watch it immediately.
You actually kind of sold me on it. That sounds pretty crazy. I probably won't watch it yet, but I don't know. Depending on what people say as they get closer to the end, I might have to throw it on my plan to watch.
Yeah,
maybe.
Sounds pretty crazy. I do like things where the premise is just kind of absurd to begin with. Like, oh, they died, and then they are like a little Nazi girl. Okay, are they Nazis? Because everyone kept calling her Nazi. Like, kept calling them Nazis.
I'm not sure yet. That's the thing. Not much about the story has really been established. Like, I'm not really sure what Tanya is fighting for or anything.
She just kind of got thrown in the army and just held the fight.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. I see. So yeah, I'll keep an eye on that as we get closer to the end of the season, and I'll consider picking that up, because it sounds kind of strange. So I guess so we. What?
Also apparently light novels are really well acclaimed and well made, and people were really enjoying reading it.
In Japan. This is so far the best selling show this season. So that says something, I guess.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. So we can move on to our next show. We can move on to Seiren, which is like the kind of sequel of Amagami. We have a lot of that this season. We have a lot of kind of sequels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We have we have Little Witch, we have Seiren, we have another one that I mentioned right before we started recording, and I don't remember what it was.
It was Fuka.
It was Fuka. Thank you.
Yeah. Fuka.
Yeah, so Seiren's pretty interesting. It's pretty Amagami so far. Dude meets girl. Girl doesn't really like the dude yet. Girl and guy fall in love.
Stuff happens. Yes.
Yeah, stuff ends in there. 4 episodes end. You know, their romance story has been told, and then they move on to the next girl.
Like, there wasn't any point at not expecting from Seiren anything other than next Amagami, actually.
Right.
And I believe everyone who watched Amagami and was looking to watch Seiren, they expected the same thing as Amagami, just with some other characters, but the same like idea.
Yeah.
And I guess Seiren delivered here, but I'm not sure about the overall quality of the arc that we.
Yeah,
so
it has
far.
a lot of people aren't very happy with it.
Yeah, like just some basic stuff. Just from few first episodes. The new main character Serichi. Like he just made Junichi a god of MCs everywhere.
Oh, come on,
So
he wasn't that bad.
I guess, but his weird fetishes and were kind of like I don't know even how to say it. They're just so overwhelming. And yeah, I'd rather not watch him having these fantasies again about other girls.
Right. Well, I don't know if we're gonna have the. I think part of that might have been because of how, like how forward Tsuneki was at times.
Yeah, maybe.
I think
maybe.
she may have brought it out of him a little bit. So I think another girl, like if we have a shyer girl coming up, I know we have one, but I don't know what the next girl's like. If we have a shyer girl coming up, maybe he'll get toned down a bit. But
we'll
guess
see
what happens.
We'll see.
So Mozilla, I'm curious because you haven't seen Amagami, so I'm curious what your feelings in the show are.
I have no feelings. I've only seen 2 episodes so far.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm just going to go back and retry it because I literally have no idea what's happened so far. Like, both times I just started an episode and then 25 minutes later I'm like, what? Did something happen?
Interesting. I don't know. I thought it was pretty easy to follow.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because I'm watching like 20 shows this season and that's not
maybe.
healthy.
Well, I know there are a lot of people who have put the show on hold completely and are just going to watch when each arc finishes, and so they're just going to watch 4 episodes at a time. And so that's the format Amagami follows. Is it was a 2-core show, 6 girls, each girl had 4 episodes. And so people are like, oh, that's the same this time. So except it's only 1 core right now. So like there has to be a season 2 at some point.
There has to be. Yeah.
The first 4 episodes just ended, and that told one romance story. The next 4 are going to tell another story, and then the last 4 are going to tell another story. So once 4 episodes are done, you can probably just go back and.
4 episodes are out, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly 1 arc. Yeah.
4 episodes. The 4th episode came out a couple days ago, so you can just watch all 4 episodes now and see how you feel about it.
I'll give that a try.
Yeah, there is a reason to tune in once a month and watch a complete arc, and then just tune in another month and watch another arc.
Yeah, why not?
And actually, a good strategy. Yeah, good approach.
Yeah.
But so far, Seiren has been mostly disappointing, especially in comparison to Amagami. There is a hope that the next arc is going to be better because, well, Amagami was also kinda uneven in this arc. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I think, like, I know, yeah, like, a lot of people were really upset with the way this arc ended, which I personally didn't have any problems with. I actually kind of liked the way they did it, but...
yeah, but you're in the minority. You're in the minority.
I am very much in the minority. At least... Yeah, actually, I guess I am, because there was that chart that showed the pre-order sales just, like, plummet after the latest episode came out. But we'll see. Amagami had an arc or 2 that I didn't think were that great either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it happens. If you read out 6 arcs, you might have one that's not that great.
Yes.
So
it's kind of a shame it was a first arc, so it gave bad impression.
It was the first arc in the Amagami too.
Okay. I'm not arguing.
No, I know. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe check it out if you want to see what people are talking about. It's sparking quite a lot of discussion. Oddly enough, I don't know. I'm surprised. This is gonna sound bad, but I'm surprised people care enough about it to have all of this crazy discussion going on and like getting kind of heated.
Hey, shout outs to Amethyst Italian.
Well, she's enjoying it.
Who would have known that Seiren would be a new ReZero of her anime?
The ReZero of her anime. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah.
Okay.
So when does Rem show up?
Sorry, what?
Yeah, I said when does Rem show up?
Rem,
it was
Rem
bad.
show up.
It was a bad joke. So we can move on to the.
I guess then Seiren would be saved.
Yeah, so we can move on to the next show. We can talk about Demi-chan something.
Demi-chan something.
Interview with a Monster Girl.
Yeah.
With Monster Girls,
Yes.
something like that. It has 4 episodes out. I haven't watched it, but I'm actually kind of considering watching it because things I've seen from it look pretty good. So, Kevin, I'm pretty sure you're watching it, and Mozilla,
I'm
you're
watching it and I'm liking it so far. Yeah. It's a kind of your average cute girl doing cute things show, but at the same time, it's also more, I would say, more thoughtful than other shows, because it kind of shows difference between all these demi personalities and normal people, and like all these Demi-chan, how they're called in the show, they are demi-human. They're kinda different, and it kinda reflect the real society, where there are also people who are disabled or like just have some trouble to adapt to society. And it kinda touches this topic, and really gently. I like it. I like how it approaches it. And that's what's kinda the highlight of the show for me so far. And the girls are cute as well. So
right, the girls definitely are very cute.
It does have some really good character design. It's actually pretty well animated too. Like usually I kind of have some gripes with how A1 Pictures does shit, but like the first episode alone had probably 1 billion reaction faces.
It's actually perfect. I was literally just about to ask what studio it was, so you already answered my question.
Yeah.
So that one. Yeah. So it's nice. I really enjoyed it, and I also was kind of surprised by its rather mature humor. But then I watched, and actually it was an adaptation. It is an adaptation of a manga, and it's a seinen. It's not a shonen, it's seinen.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So the humor is more mature than you kinda could expect from the show like this. There are some rather dark shows, which I really, really dig in. And I was pleasantly surprised with the show so far. There is one kinda minor thing that I'm not really fond of, and I know other people as well, that it's kinda slightly falling into the harem roots, but they're not intrusive enough so far, and I'm not taking that much from enjoyment. What do you think about it?
I can kind of see that. I'm not indifferent about this show. I just think it's kind of okay because all the characters, basically the personality is like how should I say this? They're all supposed to be like this supernatural being, and then their personality is exactly what you'd expect. Like the main character is the vampire girl. She doesn't like sunlight, and she has a weird lesbian fetish for sucking blood. It's just kind of, I mean, like, if you look at them like normal people, which this show is kind of trying to do, then I guess that works, but it's not too unique or anything. It's just very okay to me.
Right. From what I hear, they're not like when I saw the show, I was like, oh, it's just a non-ecchi Monster Musume. What? Who would watch that? But from what I can tell, it seems like they're a little bit different.
Wrong.
Like Monster Musume, the monsters all came from a different world. In this one, it looks like they're like birth defects almost, right?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of does look like that.
Like 2 people give birth to like a daughter, and it's like, oh, our daughter is a vampire now. just because.
It kind of happens, yeah. Like the lack of lore and the background information is kind of jarring, I suppose, because they were here for like lots of 100 years, and just MC, main character Takahashi, could have just searched the web and seek the information he needed, but he couldn't. So kinda interviews the girls.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense, I guess, but well, what can you do?
Yeah, I've seen like the humor seems like you mentioned the mature humor. I've seen some clips online or like some gifs online or pictures or whatever of like one of the girls like, yeah, you've got a nice body, just flash your boobs and he's yours. Like, don't worry about it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
They actually do
interesting.
get surprisingly mature. Like, the main character like straight up asks the main character about sex at one point, about sexuality, and it's like, oh, okay,
And then says it again and again. Yeah,
yeah. And she like gets
Kind of
really
easy.
embarrassed by that.
yeah, but it's fun. It's kind of fun.
Yeah,
it is
so I
it
might,
is a nice, fun show to watch.
I might
like-
watch it someday. We'll
As long as cute girls doing cute things shows go, it is a really good one.
All right, that's good to know.
I honestly think that I mean, again, it's like a decent, fun show to watch. I think that Kobayashi-san and Gabriel Dropout are both better, though.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, interesting. I always hear about Demi-chan as like the leader right now in like cute girls shows. But Gabriel Dropout, I've seen a lot of. Apparently, that's a really memey show. There's a lot of memes.
Yeah, it's the very 4chan show. It's
Yeah.
the anime IRL show of the season.
Every time I go to Anime IRL, it's just Gabriel Dropout, like everywhere.
Yeah, you can just
Yeah, I
you can
also
just
see
not
it
watch it
referenced
and just go
everywhere.
to anime IRL.
Mm-hmm.
So we can move on to our next show. We talk about ACCA.
Actor, yeah.
However you pronounce it. 3 episodes out right now. Mozilla, I think you said that you were a fan of it.
It's interesting. I was kind of a little disappointed from the first episode because, I mean, I don't know anything about the manga or anything other than that it's by supposedly a really good mangaka who's done
Yeah.
great work.
It's done by her name is Natsume Ono, I believe.
On Natsume Ono, yeah.
Sure,
She's a really
she
good
did-
mangaka.
she's done things like I think she did Ristorante Paradiso,
Yeah, and House
which is
of
a
5 Leaves. Yep.
and
Yeah,
House of
I
Five Leaves.
recognize. Yeah, I recognize House of Five Leaves, and it's the animation director. The director is the same as One Punch Man, which
One
is
Punch
really
Man, and
interesting.
also was co-director of Space Dandy.
Space Dandy, yeah, and I'm not sure why they brought him on for this. This is like totally. I mean, I haven't seen Space Dandy, but I mean, I've heard it's really flashy and colorful, and this one's very low key and laid back. This is more of this is a slowly unraveling drama, and
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
to what I said, like the first episode was kind of disappointing because like it didn't feel like anything was happening. But then by the third episode, it actually really kind of picked up, and I'm really looking forward to this and seeing where it's going because I think it's just going to be a very slow burner that will end up
Yeah.
being like, oh wow. And it's
Interesting.
it's also probably going to be another full adaptation because the manga is over
Yeah.
and it's only
Yeah,
6
it's
volumes.
done, and it's not that long.
Like, yeah, just production quality, like, the great mangaka, very interesting, promising director. It's also a full adaptation by Madhouse. Like, it's so good on paper. It
Mhm.
cannot falter us. Like, just so great. But we'll see. I also agree with you that the first episode was kind of putting, and many people just dropped the show because they just couldn't get what the show would going to be about. It was so slow, laid back, and like there isn't any show that you could compare ACCA to. Like, I could not even think about one.
At least not recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd compare it to either. Actually, well, I don't know what I'd compare it to. All I know is that I just call it like it's like smoking simulator. Basically,
Yeah.
it's like all he does. I'm actually because you guys seem to be enjoying it enough. I am on the verge of dropping it.
Oh yeah.
I just don't think like anything's happening. Like, I agree. The first episode was just all exposition, and they even like cut the stuff I was interested in seeing. Like they just the first episode he goes to audit that one branch, and I was like, okay, this is like, oh, let's see how this guy works because he's apparently so great at his job. I'm like, let's see how he works. This should be interesting. And he gets there, and then it does a flash forward to when he's done. And then it does a flashback to him calling out the culprit, who stole or whatever, like forged with the documents and everything. I'm just like, that you just ruined like all of the climax. Like you could have just showed me him figuring it out, and that would have been pretty interesting. But instead, you're gonna skip ahead and then go back to him calling the guy out for it. It's just like, I don't know, like you're cutting out the interesting things to make room for more exposition that we don't really need.
Well, yeah, I guess it's just a matter of adaptation, and that it was not really a focus. They just need to show how Jin, main character, operates, and do not show what exactly his job is about. Just who he is in general. And it also might be deceiving, because the show kind of now gets on the mystery road, and we do not know characters, who are they exactly, and what are they plotting. So yeah, it is really slow burner, and laid back, slow. It kinda has very interesting atmosphere, and I feel that a lot of effort is put into the show. Like the style is really interesting. And
yeah, the style. I like the visuals, the music. The OP is my favorite of the season.
Yeah,
it has some great music. I like I kind of like how the characters animate. Maybe that's why they brought this director on, because I kind of like the body language in this. They like, even when characters are just talking, there's still more movement than you'd expect. It's not just still frames.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's visually it's a good show. It has pretty high production quality. I'm just really uninterested in the actual substance.
Yeah, but then again, you were kind of bored with 91 Days, which I believe happened.
I was, yep. Yeah, that's a good, I think that's probably a pretty good comparison, like 91 Days or maybe Perfect Insider.
Yeah, like they were bored.
Which I was bored with both of them.
Kinda slow, and kinda unraveled with mystery by the end, so yeah.
Right, and apparently, it's not even a mystery show. Like, I don't know how, like everybody went into it expecting mystery, and it doesn't have a tag. The synopsis doesn't say anything about mystery anymore. It used to, but it doesn't anymore. So I don't know.
I guess we'll just have to find out.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. I'm just a sucker for the shows like this and Kuzu Honkai, because they try to pose something different, something that we do not usually see in the medium nowadays.
Right.
And yeah, both ACCA and Kuzu Honkai kind of highlights for me for this reason.
Yeah, they're unique shows. I'll see. I want to stick with ACCA, but I don't know if I will. I guess we'll really see about what happens in the next couple episodes.
I think this is just a really hard show to keep up with weekly. This seems like something that you might It seems like something you might binge watch on Netflix.
Yeah, agreed.
Right. Maybe. I guess we'll just have to see what happens. So that's everything we had prepared, and we're only like 50 minutes in. Are there any other shows you guys wanted to talk about? Like Mozilla, do we go over everything you wanted to mention?
My second favorite non-sequel was Gabriel Dropout, but there's not too much to say about that, because again, it's the 4chan show. It's a Doga Kobo show with a bunch of cute girls. It's basically what you'd expect from them.
Yeah,
right.
I haven't seen Umaru-chan, and I probably won't ever, because I hear it's very cancerous. This is a little bit like along the same vein, I hear, but like not as cancerous.
Which one?
Umaru-chan. No, Umaru-chan.
Oh, Umaru-chan. Oh, similar to Gabriel Dropout, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because the main character,
Oh, I've seen it.
It's about the whole theme of this show is that all the characters are angels and devils, and I guess whenever they graduate from angel or devil school, they go to live with humans for whatever fucking reason. And so the main character, Gabriel, is an angel, and you see her in the beginning, and she's like this perfect, pretty little angel, and then she goes down to Earth, and then she gets into an MMO where people are calling for help, and she heals them, and everyone loves that. So she's like, oh, I'm like doing a good thing, but I'm healing everyone. And it ends up with her being completely obsessed with video games, and she basically ends up becoming a NEET.
Okay. Yeah.
I like this show because, kind of like Demi-chan, like it uses the theme of the show, like all the characters are exactly what you'd expect from the theme, except reversed. All the angels are assholes, and the devils are the nicest people. It's interesting. So it's a funny show.
Yeah, I almost watched it. I didn't quite pick it up, but I came close. Kevin, did you have anything? Did you have a show you wanted to talk about we didn't cover?
Not really. Could just mention that Maid Dragon, the new anime by Kyoto Animation, is cute. It's kinda has its audience. It has its charm, and it's nice to watch once a week and relax as it goes, I guess.
That's what I wanted to talk about a little bit. I'm a little bit annoyed with it, or not with it itself, but with the attention it's getting and the way it's getting the attention.
How's that?
What do you mean?
So I was a fan of I Can't Understand What My Husband Is Saying when that aired back in like
2014,
fall 2014 and spring 2015.
Yeah,
I was a fan of it back then, and then shortly after they announced Kobayashi-san, Maid Dragon, and I was like, oh, what's this? And I looked on it, and it's like, oh, it's from the same mangaka. I'm like, that's awesome. I'm definitely going to watch this, because I really like the humor in Daniganani. And so I was excited for it, but nobody else was. And then they announced it was KyoAni. And then everybody goes, oh my god, KyoAni, this is going to be the greatest thing ever. And I was like, well, but guys, what about the humor? And they're just like, no, it's KyoAni. Like, it's going to be Yuri Dragons, who cares? And it's like, it's not even like...
I can reassure you, Smell.
I see what you're saying now.
The main selling point for me was also mangaka by
Daniganani?
Kazut was saying, yeah. And Kyoto Animation is just something that I don't really care about, and I mostly like. I want to mention that the show kind of follows the design of the manga and doesn't have this, trademark Kyoto Animation designs with big, like fleshy eyes and these faces and all the stuff.
Yeah, I definitely like that. I like how they're not, because I know KyoAni takes a lot of liberties with stuff that they themselves publish. I'm pretty sure this manga doesn't belong to them at all.
Yeah.
So they're basically just adapting it without doing their own thing.
It feels refreshing. Like, it's the first show to look like this and not like Kion or Hyoka or, I don't know, Tamako Market from...
Right.
Like, just... the previous show was Nichijou, and it was like 5 years ago or so.
2011 or something like
2011
that?
or
2010.
I
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, but it's kind of refreshing to see Kyoto Animation just trying something not new, but something else. And,
yeah, it'll be interesting. This is going to be on that. Whenever people get into arguments about KyoAni looking all the same, this show's going to come up now.
Yeah, I don't mind it actually, because it's nice. It has its audience, and it also has some pretty nice jokes, and also mature one. Fafnir is amazing, and
it's a pretty cute show. I think it's gonna be kind of interesting. Although I don't expect this one to do much. I don't expect it to have some kind of plot going for it. Or...
Well, it isn't going to be a new Hibiki euphonium, especially with the cult following later has. But I expect people being triggered when I say that I liked Maid Dragon more than Hibiki. We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, at least it'll be better than fucking Phantom World.
Oh, that's for sure. But I guess that would be... no one is going to argue about it.
Yeah, but at least the Phantom World OVA was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was some of the most clever... That was one of the most clever scenarios I've seen to have a fan service beach episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was actually... I liked
Yeah,
it.
it was
I
nice.
liked what they did with it.
Yeah, it was nice. Nice touch.
I also like Maid Dragon.
Yeah, it's a fun show. Some of the designs turned me off a little bit. Like, I don't like Toru. I don't like how big Toru is. Like her boobs and her like legs and all that. I think she's kind of too big.
I think she's fine, but then they introduced the bigger girl, and that's where I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even remember her. Like, I knew she was coming because I saw her in the OP,
yeah.
and then I saw a GIF of her the other day, and I was just like, "Wait, they introduced her already?" I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, she was in the newest episode.
But she was only there for
Kinda
like a couple.
briefly.
She just kind of barely showed up, right?
Yeah, she showed up for like the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, okay, that's what kind of I thought.
But I'm surprised that KyoAni, like this art style is more like a throwback for them, kind of like back to their Nichijou days. But I'm just surprised that I'm surprised they did a show at all, because they just got out of doing Hibike season 2 and Koe no Katachi. So right after doing a super high quality TV show and a super high quality movie, you have Maid Dragon, which looks more laid back for the most part. But then in episode 2, there was this amazing fucking fight scene.
Oh, yeah,
It was like, holy shit, how did they do that?
Yeah. I think it really helps that it definitely helps that the rest of the show is simple and very easy for them to animate. They don't have to do any kind of crazy like they don't have to do a ton of keyframes on it or anything. Like they can take their time with it, and then they get to the fight scene and they go, "Look at all this extra time we have to work on this now," because everything was so easy. Yeah.
When my dragon needs to be good, it is good. Yeah. Kind of.
But like back to what you said, Kaverick, like they're not adapting a light novel this time, they're adapting a manga, and so this time they're not like KyoAni's designs are usually very glossy and shiny kind of, and this one's just it's different.
Yeah. And it reminds it mostly reminds of actually what my husband is saying, designs rather than Kyoto Animation designs, which is
right. Yeah, definitely. Although I would have probably preferred it not be KyoAni.
I mean, I'm guilty of this, Smurf. I picked this up because it's KyoAni.
I would have probably preferred that Seven get this again because they got the last work from the mangaka. So I feel like I probably prefer them have it, but I don't know how big they are because that one was a short, and this is actually a full length show. So,
but then again, imagine you're a mangaka and you're having a proposal from Kyoto Animation to animate your animated manga. It's like just like a one in lifetime deal.
Right. I mean, yeah, you got to take that if you get the option. Yep. All right. So I guess that's those are our thoughts on Winter. I don't think we really have anything else we need to talk about.
Yeah, there are
HandShakers is the best anime ever made. Everyone should go watch HandShakers.
I actually might watch HandShakers just because I liked Big Order so much. I mean, Big Order was terrible, but I liked it. Big Order
was a masterpiece.
It was a terrible masterpiece.
So good, so bad.
Had like the craziest. It had like stands, Gias stands.
Whoa.
Out of place jazz music.
I'll just say it again. Like everything that was weird about Big Order, like story wise, put that into HandShakers, but into the visuals.
But what about the actual HandShakers story?
I don't know. It's a
Story.
boring story, honestly. But
Story?
but just the art again, the art. You just
because
need
it's from
to see it.
it's from Go
It's from-
Hands.
They did the K project, what I haven't seen, but I will see it now because now that I realize what they're capable of, I've been missing out. Clearly,
Actually, K wasn't that bad. And the first season was actually kinda nice. But then they tried to explore the concept of these weird angles, and it got crazy.
this is like
Shit got crazy.
it just blows my mind because like there is so much detail. There are like so many different ideas, and it's like I guess individually any of these would have a lot of potential, but it's just nothing works. Like, how did they make a show like this? How does this even exist?
I might, I'm actually like considering. I probably won't pick it up airing, but I might just watch this after it's done. Just binge it all. Would get pretty crazy. So yeah, so I guess that's winter. We've talked about all of our favorite, least favorite, like both. Maybe, I don't know.
We also need to mention that there are a bunch of sequels like Konosuba, Gintama, Rakugo, and so on. But
Blue Exorcist.
do not know why would we actually talk about them, because they are more or less essentially the same as before. And
if you like Konosuba season 1, you'll like season 2. If you like Gintama seasons 1 through 8, you'll like this one. I don't think it had 8 seasons, but I think it had like 4. If you like Blue Exorcist, this one's not that great. But
if you like Rakugo, as well, you are watching the new season, of course.
Yeah.
So
so that's winter, as I'll say for the 4th time. So just watch shows. Some of the shows are good. Some of the shows are not so good. But it's not a bad season. So don't let people tell you otherwise.
It's not the worst season as some people claim.
It's the worst season in recent history.
Yeah.
It's the worst season of all time.
Of all time.
Just like fall 2016 and summer 2016 and...
Well, to be fair, summer 2016 actually was the worst season of all
time. That was a bad season.
So yeah, I guess...
At least we have HandShakers now. So yeah.
Yeah. So so that was us. Mozilla Fennekin, thank you for joining. It was fun having you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it was fun having you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
If you come upon another crisis like today and you don't have anyone else, just you know where to find me.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll keep that in mind. So thanks for listening, everybody. Bye.
Thanks. Have a good one.